Hello everyone, welcome to Skylighting Rage. Today we'll draw Life Twin Lil-La Treat, which at least I think is the last of the Life Twins that we'll draw. They have more cards in this archetype, but the art style of the other cards it's a little different. It's not they change from being like this cartoon girls to being more like legit anime girl, and I don't think I'm ready to dive into that type of degeneracy just yet. So she'll probably be the last one. And the good news is, I always jinx it when I say it, but she's she's by far the easiest one to draw, in my opinion. Like, she has no hands, and she has a single shoe, like that's visible here. And I think the more complicated part of this drawing will probably be her face, that she's not looking at us, so I have to try to adjust things, make that look right. She doesn't have long hair. This picture is Lila, like dressed for Halloween, so she has a lot of, I don't know, details around that I'll probably won't bother. But yeah, this drawing has everything to be like to be quick, and we'll probably, I hope we don't have an incident and everything goes smoothly. Anyways, I don't think I'll do, this is my first drawing of the week, so I'll probably be rusty, never practice, it is what it is, let's go. And I think I won't change much this time. The only thing I'll try to do is I'll try to use more than one layer for my drawing, because I used to do that some time ago, but I stopped because I saw a guy that like he used only a single layer for the lines, and I started copying him. But I don't know, I figure having at least more than one layer is extremely useful, because I mess up a bunch of stuff. I have to erase like 95% of of my strokes. So having multiple layers will probably help, that I don't have to erase literally everything. I can like erase through stuff. So yeah, hopefully I'll remember to do that. There is always the chance that I completely forget, and yeah, and just do everything in one layer, because that's the way I've been doing. But we'll try not to do that. Anyways, this is our card. Will probably be our departure from Life Twin, and let's see how it goes. I think that's it for the sketch, guys. I'll say I did not finish it quicker than I expected. Definitely, I had I had a little trouble getting the proportions right. I used the marquee tool to give me some pixel values on the width of her waist because I was having some trouble, and I don't know if I'll keep doing that. Maybe it's good in the sense that I can immediately identify the places that I got the proportions wrong. But maybe I don't know. Maybe somehow that's bad for practice. So, and even after I use that, I still mess things up. Like I couldn't manage to do her left arm, like this line here from her arm is supposed to be quite close to this one from her waist, and the sketch didn't capture that. I also messed things up at her leg, which I don't know exactly what I did wrong here, but some things caused her single shoe to be quite off the mark. I think the size here is wrong. I think this one's a little bit longer and thinner than it should be, but the position is also scuffed. Here the shoe is supposed to like basically touch this guideline, and I basically can do it here if her legs is the way it is. I think the hands, I have to draw a lot more to know, but overall they are okay. Probably her right arm, I think in our references, is shorter than the one here, and maybe it's like in a slightly different position. And her head in her sketch, she only has what I'll call the plane where I'm supposed to draw her face. Which when I did this, I thought I got things okay, but here it seems to be slightly wider. Oh, no, not slightly, maybe considerably wider than it's supposed to be. Like these two lines, the limit, like these parts, and her face should fit inside of those two imaginary lines, which basically serve the purpose of a vertical guides. Maybe that's a good way to go about sketching. I try to like freehand vertical guides and maybe use a marquee tool to see if I got them correctly. Maybe that's a good way to learn dimensions when doing stuff like this. Well, I didn't do it, and yeah, as a result everything looks a bit crooked. Maybe not a bit. Anyways, we'll try to fix that in the lines. So yeah, not as easy as I expected, but anyways, let's see how it ends. Okay, guys, this will be it for today's drawing. At some point, I think after I started doing her right leg, things didn't line up. Her right leg did not end up well. Like, it looks like her leg is too thin. I couldn't get anything right, and I was spending a lot of time trying to get it right, but it did not work out. And her face did not work out as well either. I literally just in the middle of, and I was, I don't know, 1 hour, 1.5 hours in. Well, maybe 1 hour in, I don't know. Anyways, I noticed that she was looking at this candy. So yeah, I hadn't even realized there was a candy there. And she was looking at it. I was like, oh, why is her mouth open? She's like surprised or something. No, she is supposed to be trying to eat the candy. And yeah, I think if I knew that, I probably would have a better idea on how to diagnose if the eyes are positioned correctly, and I would probably try to draw the candy before drawing her face. Her face ended up pretty scuffed. I'm not definitely not good at drawing like eyes when the subject is not looking like directly at me. I try to do something like do a grid and then try to fit the eyes in the grid, but like I have to distort the eyes correctly so that the position, so that their place in the grid makes sense. Like if I were to draw her pupils, I don't know exactly well if it's called that, but circles, and the face is angled. I can draw a circle like a normal circle. I have to compensate, like maybe do something like an ellipse, and this ellipse can have different shapes depending on the orientation, and I'm not good at identifying that and adjusting my drawing to that. So yeah, it was a disaster. Incredible, the easiest drawing, by the way. And yeah, I had a bunch more troubles. One thing I found, yeah, this drawing has a lot of stuff. Like the bandages she uses, I initiated when I was trying to draw. When I was drawing them, I think the end result was pretty good, but I tried to do everything like uniform, but that doesn't look good at all, so I had to add some variations similarly to the ones the artist did here. And yeah, a lot harder than expected. At some point I tried to add some details, some folds to her clothes, but that did not end up pretty. I think maybe adding the folds is only worth it if you're going to shade as well, otherwise it looks omega strange. But yeah, tough one today. As always, her shirt has a lot of details, and I was already spending too much time on this drawing, and I just did whatever for some things. I didn't even bother drawing whatever this is on her shirt. Yeah, I think her pose and the, I don't know, big elements like her hands, her shoes are not that hard, but everything else in this picture is like, yeah, I end up destroyed by life twins once again. Maybe I shouldn't have done this archetype at all. Maybe it's too advanced for me. She has no ear. I just know this now, by the way. Yeah, this drawing is cursed as well. Her hair, I don't know, she's missing probably like at least 40% of her hair. She doesn't have any head accessories, but this will have to do. At least one thing that I don't know noticed and I found pretty cool was how the lines on her, I'll call this her hands. I don't know if it's part of her clothes, but whatever. She's just I found it really interesting the way you have to draw the lines in order to make this thing looks like it's folded. You have to basically, not seamlessly, but like merge this lines right here into the, I don't know how to call it, how this is called, but the main line that indicates from here on out you don't see what's behind this. And this happens with all those lines, they like integrate seamlessly with this big line right here, and this gives a nice impression of it's folded. Maybe it's not even that, and maybe it's more the shadows and the highlights that do it, but I found it pretty cool to notice that. But yeah, tough drawing. But at least we're done with the live twins. Yeah, this probably is the most scuffed drawing out of all the ones I did for this archetype. Oh, and another thing that the scuffedness never ends, literally, is that I used some layers, not maybe not as many as I should have, but the hair is like it is on top of her face, like the hair is on top of her face, but as we're just drawing the lines, it's see-through. So we end up with this weird effect, and yeah, sadness. Anyways, I think the only thing that I managed to improve alright compared to the sketch was some proportions. I, for some reason, spent an ungodly amount of time trying to get things the right size. I think they ended up the right size most of the time, but no, not the right shape. Maybe we can check quickly here. I was doing this a lot, by the way, in the middle of the drawing. But yeah, I think that I got something good. Well, by the way, I didn't realize that her show was still bigger than it's supposed to be. Oh, not that bad, not that bad. I think the sketch, if we do the same thing, the sketch, let's see if we manage to improve. Oops, on that front. Or doing the lines was just a waste of time. When I was doing the lines, I was feeling that I was just doing a sketch all over again. Yeah, I think we managed to improve considerably, especially her hands and her arms and her legs. So at least we can be proud that we improved on that. Otherwise, I don't know. Anyways, it's late, of course, it took a long time, and yeah, another day as usual. So let's just sign and call it a day. Sign this. Okay, this is actually kind of scuffed. That's better. Anyways, that's it. I hope to see you all in the next one. And yeah, see you around.